Hello, everyone. It's such a pleasure to join you all today from the Midwest. My name is Rachel Deradoorian. I am a graduate engineer at Bureau Happold. I'm focused mainly on energy resiliency, but additionally, I also am the co-host of a podcast titled the Kairos Energy Podcast, and which you can find on Apple, iTunes, or Spotify. But today, what I really want to discuss with all of you is how we can build energy resiliency through improving our best practice and via our natural disaster recovery methods, how we can better incorporate equity to those recovery processes. So go ahead, next. Wonderful. So in 2017, I found myself in Miami, Florida, staring at that category 4 Hurricane Irma. Also in 2017, if we recall, Hurricane Maria also battered completely the Bahamas and different regions of the Caribbean, and Hurricane Harvey absolutely flooded and devastated Texas. So what I learned from this event and actually being in Florida, in Miami, watching this happen to myself and also to my neighbors was that although the devastation, as you can see here on the right-hand side, does not discriminate, the level of depth of devastation isn't equal. And so that's what I really want to discuss with all of you today is as we consider the practices, both federal, state, local, and nonprofit practices from recovering from natural disasters, how we can better implement equity at all scales. So I think we are all aware of the fact that in our current market, in our current economy, there are winners and losers. But what we don't want to do is promote reactivity where we can be proactive. So I want to talk a bit here about the survivability of natural disasters. As we've seen in recent events in Texas as well, the image on the left is proactive preventative mechanisms that privileged individuals are able to utilize in order to prevent tragedy from occurring, even in the event of a catastrophic event. We want to essentially be able to provide those levels of proactivity and preventative measures to everyone. So what we usually find is that this reactive recovery state where you're essentially just responding at best and trying to alleviate and ameliorate any of these disasters from happening on the right-hand side is what often happens along the lines of social inequity. So I want to discuss with all of you today what we can do as a society and also as we recover from natural disaster events, how we can best ameliorate these items from becoming entirely reactive. And the best mechanism that I can see to do that is to first and foremost assess where critical infrastructure needs are. So usually what happens when a utility crew comes to restore, or even municipal crews, which we understand are unequally funded per zip code and per often demographics, the first thing we want to assess is where are there lacking critical infrastructure, right? Where there are a lot of hospitals, where there are a lot of grocery stores, power tends to go back first, right? Recovery is managed there better by the utility companies and whoever else is involved. But where there are no grocery stores, in food deserts and in healthcare deserts, that is really where the most immediate reactive response is needed after the face of a natural disaster. So the things I want to discuss and things I've brought to conversation with different utility companies include how can we refine and assess site by site to better communicate and assist those who need it most after natural disaster events do occur. So with that, I would love to pass it along and look forward to the discussions.